we have got ourselves a series. 2-2 now tied up. Anaheim wins it in overtime, barely like over a minute in or something like that. Terrible turnover by the Oilers. You give Getzlaf the puck right there, and there's a man open over there. It's Ryan frickin' Getzlaf, man. 4 points on the night for him. Craziness. Back and forth game. Oilers got the early advantage. Ducks start to come back, and all right, I'm going to have to talk about it. The goalie interference call. I do think it was a blown call. I think so. You have to look at it like, I guess what I'm looking at, I think their reasoning is Talbot's skate was outside the crease, which is the point of contact. Most of his body, his positioning was over the crease, and Perry made their slight contact with Larson, which kind of redirected him towards Talbot. If you're going consistency-wise throughout the rest of the season, which there hasn't been much consistency, but if you look at some of the other calls, it probably should have been goaltender interference. Maybe they're doing the whole it's playoffs thing, more stuff gets away, but what can you do? Playoffs is about, battling through diversity. Teams battle through diversity every year. And in this case, Oilers, they did it. They tied up the game late, but they couldn't get the job done in the end, and it was Anaheim. One mistake. The Anaheim was the ones to capitalize on it, but definitely Gibson stole the show in the first period. He was phenomenal, and even in the later parts of the third period as well. And, despite them tying it up, Gibson was phenomenal throughout those penalty kills. I mean, he was just making save after save, so good on Gibson for sure. He definitely deserves a star, but Getzlaf, MVP of that game. Jesus Christ, is he good, man. Insane. That was just insane, the stuff he was doing. But yeah, I love to see McDavid dominated like the whole first half of the game. Then he almost disappeared. I didn't know where the hell he went the last half of the game. I mean the whole first part of the game, you couldn't get rid of McDavid. He was just dancing all around with the puck, creating scoring opportunities. That beautiful back and forth he had with was it Draisaitl? Pretty sure it was Draisaitl. They had that 2-on-1, Draisaitl and McDavid. McDavid tried to thread it back. I disagree with that move, but fortunately the puck bounced right back to him, and he was able to snipe it. I think he should have taken the shot, man. All right, Oilers fans, do not let McDavid turn into Thornton in that regard, man. Don't make him shoot. Because anyway, got the goal nonetheless. So I'm so excited. It's such a great series. It's crazy. 2 wins for the Oilers on the road, 2 wins for the Ducks on the road. You could say what you want about the refereeing, but I mean, there's gonna be people saying stuff about the refereeing no matter what. That's just a thing of hockey. I think overall the game was well officiated, besides that one potential goalie interference call. And I've been hearing some stuff about an offsides call in the second goal. I haven't seen anything that looked like an offsides on that goal, so I don't know where that's coming from. If you guys have more footage on that, you had a link, you can hit me up on, actually, well, you can't put links in the comments really. I know some of you guys follow me on Twitter, and yes, I do have a Twitter account. It's going to be in the description as well, so you guys can follow me on there. If you got links and stuff for me to check out, do that. Or if you just want to send me memes, man, I love memes, so you can do that as well. So, yeah, a lot of people have been, talking about the reffing and stuff like that. You gotta deal with it. Oilers, you can't say they haven't brought it on themselves a lot. They've taken a lot of dumb penalties. Look at Lucic. I think it was in the first period. He didn't like that. He got shut off the boards, and he thought maybe there should have been a trip. I think he was trying to exit the zone. I can't remember who was on the boards, but he made a good play to stop the puck. Lucic tried to go around him, tripped over his leg. I don't really think you can call tripping in that instance, and I think that was the right call because the defenseman's playing the puck. And that's where he was the whole time. Lucic is the one that creates the contact with him and puts himself in the situation to get tripped by trying to go around him like that when he doesn't have the puck. So it's a close call either way. But if there's a missed call, you can't go and just hit the guy out of nowhere, Lucic. That's just textbook Milan Lucic right there. He's done stupid shit like that his entire career. He's gonna get called for it. It's gonna happen. So there's been a lot of cases like that where I think it's Maroon and Lucic for the most part who's been taking penalties like that for the Oilers. Maroon was horrible in the series against the Sharks, just taking stupid penalties all over the place. And now Lucic, I've been waiting for him. I always thought it was going to be him taking those, but this time it was him. Fortunately, the Ducks' power play was non-existent in this game. It could have been worse. But yeah, it wasn't. What am I trying to say? Yeah, it's just good penalty killing. I'm really glad McDavid's being utilized on the penalty kill. You want to develop him into a two-way player, definitely. McClellan definitely knows what he was doing. Ah, man. What a freaking series. What a series. I'm trying to think of anything else I'm leaving out here. Good on Kajula. He was a spark there in the third, man. That big hit on Getzlaf along the boards, even though Getzlaf kind of laughed it off. You got to appreciate the heart there from Kajula. And then a couple minutes later, he gets the game-tying goal. Oh, excuse me, guys. I got the hiccups. I just ate. Yeah, game-tying goal. Just go to the net. That's where the action is, man. Go to the net. The puck's on the net. Kajula puts it home. And Gibson was phenomenal throughout all that time, too. So getting it by Gibson, you have to go for those second, third opportunities in that situation because Gibson was being a wall at that point. So, going back to Anaheim now. Is any team going to win at home right here? If the Ducks win at home, that would be insane. That would just be a crazy, crazy comeback from one of the elite teams in the NHL. So, Oilers, you got to put on your work boots and you have to stay disciplined. You cannot take any more dumb penalties. You take away a few of those dumb penalties from there, maybe the Oilers have more shifts where they get more scoring opportunities. They could test Gibson more. But when you take yourself, you make yourself a man short, you're hurting yourself. And, dumb penalties is how you get that. So, you could say what you want about a goalie interference call that should have been a goalie interference call, sure. But at the end of the day, blown calls happen. You have to be able to battle through it. I mean, you can't blame an entire series on one call or an entire game for that matter. That's just not realistic at all in any type of sport, unless it's like an actual game-winning situation where things have happened like that before. Like, let's see, a couple years ago there were replacement refs in the NFL, and there was an interception that happened in the end zone. It was the Packers and the Seahawks. I remember it because I'm a Packers fan. Packers intercepted it. As they're on the ground, the Seagulls player somehow gets a little bit of possession of it, and they called a touchdown. Obviously, yeah, that's a blown call that leads to the end of the game. Or last year, Predators against the Sharks in overtime. Pavelski, gets cross-checked from behind into the goalie, puts the puck in the net. They call no goal. Situations like that, yeah, you can say, okay, well, the entire game hinged on that. But Sharks still won that series. There's things that you have to be able to battle through. So Oilers and Oilers fans, you have to just put that behind you. It's done. You can't change it. If you keep talking about it, it does nothing. Yeah, the league needs to be more consistent, but they've been inconsistent for everyone. You're not being targeted. I mean, that's just how it goes. It's just an inconsistent league right now with some of the calls, and they need to figure that out. But until then, you have to battle through it. That's just how it goes. Just accept the things you can't change and just push through. That's all you got to do. So tied series now, going back into Anaheim. Ducks, you got to think they have the bit of a momentum. Let's see how Edmonton's able to respond. Do you guys have that poise to be able to push back, going back in their building when they have the momentum? Or are you going to fold up? We'll see. When's it coming? 2 days, or it's a one day in between? I can't remember. I'll have to check my date again. But anyways, I'm so excited for this series, man. I hope you guys are as well. I'll see you guys next time.